This is my 2026 Declutter Part 3. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today we're going to do part 3 of my makeup collection and declutter, and we're going to focus on this side of the drawer. These are all of my singles in palettes, but this I'm going to declutter in a different video because this needs thorough reorganization, and that's going to go up sometime in April because I need to do swatches and stuff, and that's just going to be a messy job that I will be filming in a couple of days, I guess, but I won't be including it in this video. So that's something you can still look forward to. The rest of this drawer is actually occupied by most of my fragrances, so that's why this is a bit of a mismatch of like different things that are in here. Yes, I have a larger makeup collection because I have been doing content creation online with makeup products and beauty products for the past 15 years. None of this happened overnight. I sometimes get sent things in PR and buy things for review. So that's why I do have a larger makeup collection, in case you were wondering. And no, makeup doesn't expire as quickly as a lot of people want you to believe. So I just want to go in here and dig through it. Again, give it a little bit of a rejig, as I have been doing with already 2 different installments. And after this video today, there will be 2 more installments for sure, because I also need to go through my eyeshadow palette collection, for instance. So let me just get to this declutter. I'm gonna make some space by taking these palettes out of the drawer. I've got a couple of products up here on top of the drawers where like they were on top of my vanity or in my Shop My Stash, or they were things I already knew I was gonna declutter, and then we can chat. So there are 2 things I already know I'm going to declutter, and it's these 2 mascaras, one from Essence and one from Catrice. In fact, they're not true mascara. These are actually sort of lash primers, and I've got naturally pretty long lashes, and these just make my lashes, these just don't really do much for my lashes. This is essentially a white. It's very difficult to coat with your black mascara without it looking weird. And also the other one, even though it says soft black, it just didn't really add much. It's just a different step that adds a step to your makeup collection, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. So that can go. And everything else that I've got lying here in the middle is actually things from my Shop My Stash. This is always on top of my vanity. It's a little stack of Trinity London single shadows. These are the Eye to Eyes. The one in Mystery is on the top, and it's the one I use the most. So that one is a definite keep. I'm not sure, though, whether I need to keep all of these because I don't use the entire stack. The second shade I have is Magician. This is one that I'm inclined to keep. I've used that one quite a bit as well. But the other 2, which is Chalice, which is a bit smokier, and a glitter formula that they no longer do, is actually something I never reach for. So I'm actually thinking of decluttering these 2 and keeping the other 2 because I think that makes a lot more sense. And like I said, these are all in my Shop My Stash. I'm not going to get rid of any of these. These are all products that I use up and then I move on to the next thing, and I don't really have these in excess. I actually need to refill my mascara cubby because it's getting low. But I always have a couple of mascaras on the go, but I keep them close for the most part. So I have a Kiko mascara in, this is just their volume mascara in the green tube in a brown shade. And I love the formula. It's a really good mascara, but look at this wand. It's a bit crazy. So it's just in my Shop My Stash for February, and then I'm going to stop using it because I don't love it as much as I had hoped. And then we have the Lash Without Limits. This is the new tubing mascara from Essence from the 2026 collection. And this is something I want to try a little bit more of. And I put it in together with the Kiko because the Kiko was such a mess. So I was like, okay. And then these 2 are again something new, something old. The Call Me Queen is a favorite. This is by Essence. I just, like, whenever I run out of my favorite Essence and Catrice mascaras, I just tend to repurchase them. So I'm due for another round, I think. So this is staying for sure as well. And this is new from Catrice. It's the Glam & Doll Sculpt and Volume. And I was hoping that this could be a good replacement for the original Glam & Doll that I like so much. But this brush is so spiky that it hurts my lids. So again, not perfect, but perfectly usable if I'm careful with it. It's also a waterproof formula. It does exactly the same thing as the original. So I'll keep using it until it dries up, and then I'm gonna buy a new one. I have my brow products that I'm currently using, the Slimmatic Brow Pencil by Catrice, and the Color and Fix Brow Gel from Catrice. These are okay. They're not my favorites. my favorites are over here in my brow and liquid shadow cubby. Eyeshadow primer by Milani. I love this thing to pieces. And I also really enjoy the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly with a MAC single that I used to set it with for like in my Shop My Stash. So these products are all staying. Let's do this one first. These are all of my other mascaras that I still have. I've got some brown things, I've got some black things, I've got some colorful things. This purple, I think it's the purple or the blue. Yes, this is Plum Twilight from the Maybelline Sky High. Haven't tried this shade yet, so I do want to try that. The new Essence Waterproof Lash Princess. I hope that this can be a good one. My favorite by Maybelline, the Falsies Lash Lift. And my favorite brown mascara from Catrice, the Pure Volume in Burgundy Brown. And I love this. I think this is also the brown shade from the Essence Lash Without Limits. And then I have another brown mascara, and this is by Majolica Majorca. This is a Japanese brand that I picked up in Japan. So still need to try some of these. The Essence one I did put onto my eyes like once so far. But that's about it. So this is, I think, going to be something that I need to refill pretty soon. And then here things get a little bit crazy because this is just overflowing. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I believe there's like eyeliners in here and then brow pencils in here, and there was a system to it, and then I just kind of lost the system. Where's the other one? I bought a third one. Where did you go? My favorite brow gel is the Make Me Brow by Essence, and if you're wondering why I have 3, they've decided to discontinue my favorite, like the shade I need here in the Netherlands. It seems to still be available in Germany, but here in the Netherlands, drugstores have stopped selling it. So when I found it online, when I was placing an order from some new Essence and Catrice Spring-Summer 2026 bits, I decided to buy 3 and back up because this is my favorite, and if I can no longer find it, I would be very upset. So those are staying. And then I have some overflow, like brow products in the other cubby as well, which is not helpful. But these are all the other brow products I have. I have a couple of backups of my favorite Soap & Glory brow pencil. They've changed the packaging like 3 times, it seems. Here is what it looks like. It comes with a very thin sort of thing on one end and then a spoolie on the other. This one I've apparently already used, but I always buy like one of these whenever I'm in the UK. But this is my favorite brow pencil. I was out of it and I still had that random Catrice one as like a backup, but I'll be going back to this really soon when the Catrice one runs out. I have these two. I think these are by Re-Ray. They are the 6-pen brow tint, and this is okay. This was sent to me in PR by YESSTYLE in gray and dark brown, and it's essentially one of those like little combs that you can pull through your hairs. Now gray brown is far too ashy for me, so that's actually something I'm going to declutter. And dark brown is too dark for me, so that's why I'm going to be decluttering these. But they are really good products. They are nice. Then I have this new microblade brow thing from Catrice. It's this very fine, liquidy sort of brow pencil. My brows are too thick for this, so this I'm also going to pass on. And then they have this Lift and Laminate brow gel from Catrice, and I like this a lot better than I had expected. I didn't like it initially. It made my brows look really shiny, but it wasn't as terrible throughout the day, so I may want to keep this in for at least one more round just to see how it goes. And I have this, I was like, where did they go? But I still have a clear Sydney Grace brow gel. I have a clear Refi brow gel, and I think this is also a clear Benefit brow gel. Because Esther was like, well, if your favorite Essence one has been discontinued, then maybe you can try these. I have these spare ones. I'm like, okay, I can try them. So I'm going to take them out of their boxes so that they can fit a little bit better into the cubby. And I have had a Refi brow gel in the past, and I remember liking it. But I've now been able to find the Essence, so not sure I needed any of these. I am going to pass on the Sydney Grace one, though. I have used this clear brow gel in the past. I find it's a little too gloopy. So it leaves little pieces in my brows, and if it's unused, then maybe somebody else can get some use out of it. Brow products are usually pretty popular to pass on. Like, people love trying out, like, having a new brow product in their life. So then I have, like, liquid shadows, and again, overflow from that. combined with eyeliners and like eyeshadow primers. That's what's in there. I love a liquid shadow, I really do, but I don't use them that often. I will very often, like if I use one of my like single package things, it's very often coming from these three cubbies and not this one. The RMS Eyelight in the shade Strobe is beautiful, but I don't use it enough, so that needs to go. I love my Glossier in the shade Fawn. This is the Lit Star, so that's gonna stay. I also love these Sydney Grace ones, but I ended up getting so many of these through makeup swaps, through Christmas and July sales, and this comes with so much product. I cannot realistically use all of this, so you can only see the shade here in the back. So these two deeper ones, they may actually be the same shade. I am actually going to declutter because that's way too dark. I would never use that by itself. This is more like a light sort of champagne shade. This is more of a pink, and this is like a lighter pink. Of these three, this lighter pink, which is called Dove's Landing, is the one I would realistically wear the most, because I very often like these as like quick one and done things. But these are also super shiny. I think you can also use these as like face highlighters if you'd like to, but I think I'm just better off getting rid of all of them, because if I go for a liquid eyeshadow, I go for the Glossier. I go for this ancient Essence thing that's already been discontinued, but I still have mine. I still love it. I have one in backup because I love it that much. I don't use a lot of liquid eyeshadow, but this one is actually halfway done. I need to test, like, just give it a sniff. Oh yeah, it's still fine. No weird scents, which with liquid shadow can be a problem. And then I do have a bunch of these Lisa Eldridge ones. So I got two initially, so shade Emily and Anais. This is Emily and Anais. Those I got the first time round. And then over the Christmas break, or the Christmas period, she came out with new shades. There was finally a restock of the matte one in Ione, so I got that one. And then I got Selena and another one. I don't remember what the other one was called, but I got the cool tones, you could say. So a silvery one and like a charcoaly gray one. So those I'm going to keep because I love that formula. But the Essence one, the luminous, this luminous eye tint thing is very similar to the to the Lisa Eldridge. I do have a couple of really pretty sparkly things as well, but there's Roman thing has already been discontinued, but I do like it if I want to have actual glitter on my lids that is effortless, because it's so easy to use. And then these kind of like eye stick things are really popular right now. I believe Danessa Myricks did them first. Essence and Catrice have already been duping these, and these are beautiful, especially the Essence Jelly Jewels. All three of them are pretty similar in the fact that they have this little cap, and then it feels very cooling on the lids, and it's really easy to work with. And once these settle down, they won't budge. So I'm gonna keep the Essence. This is in Diamond Dust, because I really like that. And then the Catrice line comes with the Drunken Diamonds. This is version number 1, and now they do these ones. I don't really feel there's any difference. This is more of a lavender shade. This is Lavender Jelly Haze, and this is Moonlight Glow. I think this one is too similar to the Essence, so I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'm going to get rid of this one because I'd realistically wear the Essence one more than that, and I don't need to keep all of these stick things, but they're really beautiful. They're really, really excellent. So that's that cubby done. I'm really happy with the fact that it pretty much fits in here. This brow lamination thing is a little awkward size, but maybe I can put it somewhere else in a sec, but I'm happy with this. In here, I have eyeliners. I'm not sure why there is a Catrice pencil liner in here. I think to remember that this is from the new collection, I actually want to get rid of it because I already have so many brown eyeliners. And this broke off so easily because it's super soft. If you love super soft pencil liners, then this may be for you, just so you know. I have liquid eyeliners in here. I'm not a liquid eyeliner person, but I have them for the moments where I'm like, yeah, I would like to now use a liquid eyeliner. So I have this Essence one in purple, which is really pretty. I also have two of the most standard, most classic liquid liners ever from Essence in a brown and a black. Both of them are keepers. Like, these are just products I have just in case. These are really pretty, the Crystal Crush eyeliners, but I never reach for these, and I believe these were also expired, so they just need to go. And then I have some really fun things. I have this, Novo is the brand. Oh, here it is. Novo, and this was sent to me by YESSTYLE, and this is a beautiful liquid liner, but I never wear black liquid liner, and I know plenty of people that do, so we're gonna pass that one on. Same thing with this Heroin Make. This was, I think, also sent to me in PR. The Prime Liquid Liner. Really pretty. This is a Japanese brand. Beautiful. One of the best liquid liners on the market, if you want my opinion. But I don't have the eye shape for products like this. So I'll keep the Essence one, declutter the rest. This is really beautiful, this Space Glam liquid eyeliner. It's in a beautiful silver shade. So this is, again, great for parties, like around Christmas time. I do want to keep a couple of those products in just to have fun with. And then I have 3 of my favorite colorful eyeliners by Kiko. These are really good, really nice colorful liners. They have a flexible tip, so they're super easy to use. But these have expired on me, and I never liked these as much as the liquid eyeliners from Essence, because you were able to do one eye beautifully, and then the other eye, the tip of the pen already started to feel a little bit dry. So you always had to work a little bit harder on your second eye, and it wasn't as smooth. So that's why I wasn't using these a whole lot. I won't be repurchasing these, and these just have to go. In here, we also have some other like eye bases and stuff. So I have a favorite, the Kiko Neutral Eye Base. I have this one on hand for when the Milani one runs out. I sort of alternate between the two. I like both. I also have my NYX Glitter Glue, just in case I am wearing a glitter someday, then I can wear that, or like a loose pigment, or I experience a lot of creasing. Something I still want to try is this P. Louise Eye Base in Rumor 0.5. A lot of people love using this, but I'm so in love with using a paint pot that I never use this, but it's good to have, I guess, just in case I want to test it out. And then this Jelly Grip eyeshadow primer from Essence. This was all right, but I'm not too fussed with it, and I actually reached for my Milani eyeshadow primer like this. So this I'm going to declutter. Somebody else might like this. And these I'm quickly just going to show you. My MAC eyeliners. I believe I need to check these again. I don't remember whether these were any good. Yeah, this is Black Track. Still smells fine. Dark Diversion. Still smells fine. And Dip Down. Still smells fine as well. So these are okay. And my Bobbi Brown one. This one smells a bit strange, so this one I'm going to declutter. It's a really nice dark green shade though. So I can actually put the brown illumination thing in there, and then this is in there, so like that. Ooh. I still have this cubby as well. It's got some like loose pigment things in. I just have these for fun. I've got a loose glitter. I've got a really pretty pigment from J-Cat and 3 Sydney Grace ones. I'm going to keep these. Do I use them often? No, but it's fun to have. Inglot Duraline for mixing into things if they start to become a little weird. So that's a good product to have. So that can still live in the back. And then I have all of my cream and like powder singles, and this is pretty much going to be the end of the video because this is all I can show you in this part. Everything else I have eye related is an eyeshadow palette, and of course the singles that I'm going to be showing you in a different video. Let's start with the things in the back. I know this can go because it has expired. This is by REM Beauty. This product was discontinued because it just does this. And I've had mine for longer than most people, so I feel very proud that I was able to keep this for so long, but the formula on that wasn't great. I love this little cream eyeshadow from Kiko. This is really beautiful. This is why I can also get rid of some of the Sydney Gray stuff, because that one is just a very similar shade. These Jelly Jewels from Essence, like they're really cool in theory, these jelly shadows. but I didn't like these from the start. So these are gonna go. This I'm going to get rid of. This is Dauphine Truffle from H&M. I now use my Trinity London eyeshadows over this, so that can go. And then I just have a bunch of ColourPop Super Shocks, and we all know what my favorites are. I have So Quiche and I have Ritz. And with Ritz, I'm actually thinking it is time to pull my backup out of purgatory, because I bought a backup of this already a while ago, but this has gotten so dry and crumbly that I'm actually afraid to travel with this, because I usually travel with these shadows. And this is really beautiful, but like you can see how gross this has started to look, and I just think it's just past its prime. I hit pan on it, it's pretty much gone, and I think that's also why it got really dry and crumbly. So I'm going to be tossing this. Rest in peace, Ritz, but I do have a backup of this, so it's going to be back in my collection like this. Then we have I Heart This, which is actually really similar to Ritz, so I could just start using this instead of Ritz. This has a little bit more of a silvery flash, really pretty. I also really like Frog. This is really beautiful over other things. And then I have Sailor, which I also really love. It's just these like iridescent shiny things. She put it over something like Dauphine Truffle or Ione from Lisa Eldridge, and it's always going to look pretty. I will be decluttering this because I just don't reach for it. This is Angelic. It's really pretty. It's a lavender, but I have this in my palettes too much, so won't be reaching for that. And then I have these two, the Space Age highlighters from Kaleidos. This is Gifted. That's my favorite one. And this is Prophecy, which is the warm toned one. I keep these with my eyeshadows because these are too intense for my face, and I tend to use these for parties mainly. I don't use them unless, like, I don't wear these to work, but these are really beautiful. If you don't have many multi-chrome eyeshadows, for instance, this can be a really good solution. You get a lot of product because it's meant to go onto your face. I'm gonna have to see how I reorganize that in a second. Then in here, I have the 3 new eyeshadows from Essence. They have come out with a full line of single shadows, and I'm here for it. This is my favorite shade. This is Blushed Stardust. It's very similar to Space Cowboy and Ritz that we just got rid of. I swatched it together in a video I did for you in February, so if you want to see the comparison, you can go watch that video. That's really beautiful. And this I thought could be fun to keep it in my everyday makeup drawer and just have it as a good crease shade for me, but turns out this is called Neutral Brown, and it looks really beautifully neutral in the pan, but then I used it and it looked very peachy, so I was a bit bummed. But it is pretty. I think, like, you could use your bronzer in a pinch, of course, so I do think I can use it for what I want it to, but if my look is very cool toned, this will not go because it's not neutral enough, so I think I may have to pass this on. And then I have this creamy color because I was like, you know what, if my MAC Orb eyeshadow, which I've already hit pan on, runs out, I at least have a creamy beige eyeshadow to set my paint pot with. So these two are gonna stay. The other one is gonna go. I got 2 Urban Decay eyeshadows in the Black Friday sale. I finally got my hands on Space Cowboy. This thing had been on a wish list for such a long time. I almost bought this when Urban Decay was still available here in the Netherlands, and then I didn't because I found it pretty expensive. And then they disappeared, and then I wasn't able to buy it, and then I found it in the UK, and I was like, and they had like 30% off, so I was like, okay. And then I have this Mushroom shade, which I also really like. They work together really beautifully. So that can stay. This is very much dried out. I can't use it anymore. It's just stuck in the pan, so it needs to go. And then I have a bunch of these like random singles in here. This Berry M shade I only just recently got. Here is what it looks like. It's a jelly eyeshadow. It's like this very liquidy thing, but I do still want to test this out. So this is gonna stay. But I think it's time, because I just never think of it, to get rid of this Holika Holika eyeshadow. This is stunning. This is so beautiful. It's sparkly, it's intense, but I got this and then they decluttered it super quickly and nobody has been able to buy it anymore. So it doesn't make sense for like reviews and stuff. And I do have to say, I now have other things that can do this that I like just as much. And this Hourglass Shattered Light, I want to love this. But I bought this because I heard so many people loving on these, but none of the shades in the Hourglass line are really the kind of shades I want to wear. This is in Smoke, and it looks rose gold on me. It's so peachy. It's just, no. So I'm going to pass that one on. That's like brand new. I've only used it once. That was a bit of a mistake. And then I have these Clavu eyeshadows. I do still really like these. This is in Silver Lilac. This is a really pretty like inner corner highlight type of thing. So I do think I want to keep this, but I now have Mushroom. So maybe I don't need to keep Glam Brown as much. Then again, these are really small things and I love them. So I do want to keep them. Ah, that's where that one went. It's like, where's my third Josie eyeshadow? This is by M Cosmetics and it's in the shade Luna. And I do really like this, but I need to use it more often. I think it's, again, going to be pretty to like top over something like a really basic matte, but I need to give it a bit more of a whirl. I'm going to get rid of my Moira cream eyeshadows. I know, these are super affordable. These are the Lucent cream eyeshadows in Jupiter and Infinity, but again, I just have other things I like better than these two, and I can still pass them on, so that's what's important. This eyeshadow from Essence, I think I want to keep. It's a cream eyeshadow. It's in the shade Oyster. And it's essentially one of those brown tones that I just love, but I think this can be nice for travel. I'm not sure, maybe it's too similar to the Trinity London, but this is quite new and I do like it. So that can go in there. Now we can see, oh, this needs to go in here too. We can see how much space we actually have in here. Because ideally, I just want it to be like single file like this. That's the idea. We'll see. These Sheen Effect ones are pretty new to me as well. I just got these in. I was gifted a gift voucher by YESSTYLE and I bought a full face makeup look that I also filmed for you guys, and these are so beautiful. I've seen these all over my TikTok. This is Lost Dreams and the other one is called Artist, or it's the other way around. I don't really know. These are amazing multi-chrome eyeshadows. Pictures and video doesn't do them any justice. You need like special lighting for it to show up the way you see it in real life. That's a bit of a bummer. We have these two eyeshadows from Moira. These are the Star Shadow Pots in Eureka and Muse. Again, super pretty, but I have other things like it. In here, I also have some Catrice eyeshadows. They also came out with singles. And I'm actually thinking this is Muted Brown from Catrice. That maybe this one can be that shade that I told you about with the Essence. Oh, this is really difficult to open. Why? Oh, there we go. So maybe this can be the shade that goes into my Shop My Stash, because this is a little bit more pinky toned, a little bit better for me. So that is going to stay. But now that I have the Sheen Effect, I really don't think this Prismatic Shift eyeshadow is anything special. I mean, it's beautiful. It's essentially a duochrome. This is called Pink Horizon. It does have like a bit of a green pink. In some lights I can see a little bit of a like purple to it as well, but it's more like pink to green, and then it has a white base. But I think the Sheen Effects ones are just a little bit more special, so I think I do want to pass this one on. I have Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pop Shot in Smoky Quartz. I just like shades like this, so that can stay. I'm already getting rid of the deeper tone of the Trinity London, and that kind of does the same thing for me. Here, I think I want to put this MAC eyeshadow in that other cubby. This is Smoky Mauve. This is, I was very influenced. There's an Australian, I think she's an Australian creator on TikTok called Elizabeth, and she's massive on there right now. She's growing exponentially by the minute, and she's putting everybody onto these like extra dimension eyeshadows. So that's that, and that's gonna stay. And then I have all of these Victoria Beckham eyeshadows, and these are not going anywhere. I was sent one of these in PR. The rest I've bought with my own money. Like, these are beautiful. I've got the blue, that's called Midnight. I think they've redone some of these shades. Mink was the first one, which is the brown. I have Mirror, which is a silver. and I have Onyx, which is the black, and I've got Velvet, which is like an olivey, antique goldy green. Oh, that's why they're like that. Okay. And then the Charlotte can go there. Okay. Okay. We're doing good. These might be able to go here. Then I have a single that came with an order once with a Bella Beauté Bar palette. It is a single by Bella Beauté Bar, which is called, does it say? I can't read it. I think it's called Ignorance is Bliss, but this is very glittery, so I don't like that. So that needs to go. I do really, really love all three of these Josie eyeshadows. I was like, I have a third one somewhere. Where did it go? And I didn't know, but now I found it, so I'm really happy. So I have D11, D114, which has a bit more of a shift. This is a little bit more neutral. This is a little bit more silvery green. And then I have MT122. These are beautiful. So I think I'm going to put these in there as well, because that cubby is a little bit empty. And this Space Glam eyeshadow from Catrice, I don't really care for it. Again, I've got the sheen effect. It's very similar. Like that artist shade is going to give me what I get from this. And then I have all of my Kiko water shadows. So I have some in the old formula still because I panicked and repurchased them. 228, 227. This one is no longer being made and it makes me very sad. 213. This one can go. I love this shade, but I have things like this in palettes. I tend to only reach for these kind of single shadows if it's very neutral and it's like a one and done kind of thing, else I don't use it. And then 201, which is a bit of a rosy tone. Maybe this can go as well. I don't reach for this. Like the two taupey things I realistically will wear. And then of course I have some of the new ones, and two of these are the neutrals. So this is the like plummy taupe thing that they do now. This is shade 14. And then I also have shade 6, which is the thing that is just now called taupe. So it's in between the two old ones. And then I have two of the newer things that they've done in limited edition collections. This is the Chrome Tech eyeshadow in shade 3. And this is the Lumiverse shade 3 as well in Quantum Violet. And these are really pretty. So I think this actually works. Like I have space in here because I took out so many of the other things. So let me reorganize that. Okay, so that makes me very happy. No more overflow. I can reach for everything. I just need to put my ColourPop Super Shock in there in Ritz that I have as a backup. And then I need to film a different video with all of this because this is just, I wouldn't say it's gotten out of hand. Like I've had quite a lot of like single shadows in my day, but I've had, like, I'll show you, hold on. No, that's not the palette, it's this one. So I repressed some eyeshadows myself, and this blue one keeps cracking even if I repress it. So I just need to reorganize and be organized again with all of these singles, because I did get all of these new things in from Sydney Grace over the Christmas, from their Christmas in July sale, and I want to give them a place in my collection, but I currently don't have the space in any of these palettes to put them in. So I need to find space for those. I need to give this a rejig, give them a swatch to see if they're still good to go. Like, it's a whole ordeal to go through that, so I'm not going to do that in that video, but I will be filming that really soon, and that video should go up sometime in April, so I will be filming that separately. Just so you know. But then we're gonna like sit on the floor, we're gonna take our like swatchy, like we're gonna do loads of swatches and stuff. I think that's gonna be fun to reorganize this and just have it a bit more curated. I think there are things that are too similar. For instance, I have this palette here with all of my mattes. Like, they're all really good neutral mattes, but like the differences between these four are so small. Do I need to keep all of those? Probably not. So we're going to see how I feel once I get to the declutter for that. But yeah, that's going to be something that I'm going to do in a separate video. So I did a quick count, and these are the 47 eyeshadow like single products that I would like to get rid of. But then I realized I still have these. So I need to go through these really quickly to see if there's anything I want to get rid of. I'm pretty sure there were some really old things in here that I also just need to chuck. So this is the chuck pile. This is the pass on pile. So that's what I'm now going to get organized, and then we'll still talk about this. All right, so let's get through these really quickly. I have a lot of my favorite Kiko eyeshadow sticks lying on top, so I already gave these a little bit of a check when I went through everything, so these are not gonna go. My Victoria Beckham eyeshadow stick I'm gonna keep. My Victoria Beckham eyeliners I'm going to keep. I just need to sharpen some of these. This one can go. This is by $19.99. I don't use that. This Wycon is really pretty, but it's a bit warm toned for me. I'm gonna keep the NYX. This is a good eyeliner pencil in black. I don't have too many black eyeliners because I don't wear it. My only Lisa Eldridge eyeliner I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep all of my Kiko eyeliners because I love those. I pretty much love Kiko for eyeliners. Can you tell? This Mina eyeshadow stick I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna get rid of this brown one from Catrice. It's just too old. I'm gonna keep the multi-chrome ones from Kaleidos. They're the ones that are lying right here. They came out with new ones. I do like this navy, so keep the navy. I like this, like as an alternative to a black. This is a dark gray. It's called like Opal. They no longer do it. It's from Essence. And then I just have a couple of these like pastel things and metallic. So I do think I want to keep the gold and the silver because those are good to have. This NYX eyeliner, in theory, I really like it, but I don't use it. I like the pink. This is really nice. Instead of like white on the waterline, this can be nice if you want to brighten up your eye look. I love the pastel blue. I love the periwinkle, and I do love this olive green. I do love this olive green, so I'll keep that as well. So, and then I have my Alicia glitter eye sticks, which those are really pretty too. So, not much that I want to get rid of. That's just 5 more products that I'm going to get rid of. So this is the declutter that I wanted to show you today. A little bit shorter than some of the other ones, perhaps. I'm still going to be decluttering my lip collection as well as my eyeshadow palette collection. And especially in the lip collection, we need to get rid of a lot. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, I do buy products for videos. I sometimes get sent things in PR. Not everything I have in these drawers that I collect over a year time are things I still want to use realistically. So that's why this does happen a little bit. So yeah, thanks so much for being here today. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more by me. I do post 4 times a week on this channel, once a week on my other channel, which is called Floating in Books. The link to that can be found in the description box down below. And I'm also on some other social media, so you can find me wherever. And I hope to see you again really, really soon in a new video. Bye.